So, we're looking at Muses Unintended today, and honestly, this piece has no business being as good as it is. It's sitting in E major at 69 BPM, which is objectively hilarious, but also perfect because anything faster would ruin the whole vibe. E major is supposed to be this bright, happy key, but somehow Matt Bellamy looked at four sharps and said, yeah, let me make this sound like a beautiful panic attack, and just went for it. The opening immediately hits you with these arpeggiated patterns that cascade down like someone's pouring expensive wine, except the wine is sadness and the glass is your soul. The right hand is doing all this flowery 16th note business, while the left hand establishes this descending bass line that screams, hey, remember that thing you're trying not to think about? And it works because, of course it does. Then we get to measures 8 and 9, where everything just stops with these whole note fermatas, and it's like the song itself needs a moment to process what it's feeling, which is honestly relatable. Now, here's where it gets stupid smart from a theory perspective. This isn't your basic 3-chord progression garbage. We've got chromatic movements everywhere, with natural notes appearing in what should be a straightforward E major piece. Look at measures 4 through 7, and you'll see D naturals and C naturals just casually showing up, creating these modal shifts that make the harmony feel like it can't decide between major and minor, so it just exists in this beautiful state of tonal confusion. The bass line isn't playing around either because it's got this walking chromatic thing happening, especially around measure 13, where it's physically dragging you downward into the emotional abyss. The rhythm looks basic on the surface, but that's the trap. Yeah, it's mostly quarter and eighth notes with some 16th note flourishes, but the placement is doing all the heavy lifting. There's syncopation that's subtle enough that you feel it before you notice it, and these tied notes creating this push and pull that keeps everything breathing naturally. Measure 25 has this gorgeous moment where the pattern breaks with a rest, and then the syncopated figure comes in like the song forgot what it was saying mid-sentence. And honestly, that's poetry. Then we hit measures 33 through 36, where the texture gets thick with these 4-note chords in the right hand and sustained whole notes that just hang in the air. This is as big as the piece gets, and it's still restrained, which is the point. The voice leading through here is genuinely beautiful, with the soprano line doing this gentle arch while the inner voices move chromatically. And it's counterpoint that doesn't sound like homework because it flows so naturally, you don't even notice the craft. The ending is perfect because it doesn't try to be dramatic. There's a ritardando at measure 49, and then it just fades with these arpeggiated figures over a final fermata on E major. That last chord isn't triumphant or resolving anything. It's just accepting that some things don't get neat endings, and that's okay. It's resigned but peaceful, melancholic but not depressing, basically the musical version of staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. and being okay with it. What makes this transcription genuinely impressive is that it proves you can write something harmonically sophisticated without making it sound pretentious or academic. Every voice has purpose, every chromatic note is intentional, every rhythmic choice serves the emotional arc. This is what happens when musicians understand theory well enough to use it for feeling instead of showing off. You don't need flashy runs or complex time signatures when you can take E major and 4/4 time and craft something where every single note matters.